as an intern, you're kind of you come into the first day on the job, and you know what's expected of you. You're kind of worthy to prove yourself, but at the same time, how are you to know that something can go completely wrong, and your internship director is going to have to double check, whether or not they want you to come back because you screwed up so badly. And as an intern for the Houston Dynamo professional soccer team, we're in the booth. We're getting ready for a televised game. I'm helping the play-by-play commentators set up all their audio, and kind of looking there, and I'm not really doing a whole lot. I'm just kind of observing, and the audio operator Richard Martinez is is busy scrambling with one of the play-by-plays, audio, and he stops because he has to go down to the field to handle some sort of issue that's going on down in the field. And he asked, "Whit, are you going to be able to handle this? Do you think you can get Eddie Robinson, who was the color guys, everything set up for him?" And I said, "Yes, I've been able to observe what you were doing with Glenn Davis, the other guy, and I think I should be able to do this effectively." So he leaves, goes down to the field, and it's just me waiting on Eddie. And Eddie finally shows up. There's no time to double check anything. I'm basically scrambling, trying to get everything connected before they're about to do their open, which the open is basically they give their preview of the game, they match up both of the teams, and they kind of just go over some highlights. And the open starts. Everyone's able to hear what Glenn Davis is saying when he starts the open, but then they switch it over to Eddie. No one can hear the audio. The only people that are able to hear anything that he's saying are the people that are actually in the booth with him at that moment. And at that point, everyone realized, what's going on? What's wrong with this? Why are we able to hear his audio? And so finally, the open ends, and everyone's scrambling, trying to figure out, okay, what's wrong with the audio device? Richard Martinez, the audio operator, scrambles to the door. He's looking around. He's like, okay, why weren't we able to hear him at all, guys? I thought we were double checked. I thought we made sure that everything was working. And he looks at me, and automatically the stares start to come my way, and I kind of just feel the intimidation factors start to set in. And it's at that point that Eddie, being the nice guy that he is, sort of pats me on the back and says, "Whit, you know, it's the first day on the job. It's don't sweat it. I should have been able to recognize that there was an issue, and that's sort of my fault as well." And Richard's still kind of giving me this scold look, and finally we get through the end of the day, and I'd remembered back on what Kenny Schlein, my internship director, had told me right before I started that first day was, "Whit, you're going to be thrown into a situation where you're going to have to learn on the fly. You're going to have to be able to do everything on your feet. This is fast-paced. I need to make sure that you're able to handle yourself. And today is definitely going to be a good test." And so after this whole ordeal, I come back to the truck, and Kenny Schlein's waiting for me outside, and he says, "Whit, sort of had a hiccup today with that audio feed on Eddie Robinson's microphone, don't you think?" And I said, "Yes, sir. I realized that I messed up. I didn't have everything in the right place. I should have double checked, and it's completely my fault." He said, "Don't worry about it. You showed to me today that you are hardworking. You're dedicated. I think you'll be able to do this internship to the best of your ability. How does the rest of the summer sound to you?" And just this sort of taken away from this whole situation is the fact that despite how much of a flaw and an error that I made on my part, my internship director still saw potential in me and allowed me to come back for the rest of the summer and be able to do this internship and work for the Houston Dynamo and help out with their televised broadcasts. And so it was definitely a win-win for me. I learned something on the first day, and I never made that mistake again.